Now it's time for Talking with Joe. Joe Rose is live from the WQAM studios this morning. All right, Joe, such a tough loss for the Heat yesterday afternoon. Jim Barry saying it best, their playoff hopes hanging by a thread. They're losing their fourth straight game, this time to the Raptors, and an OT to add insult to injury. It looked like a missed call in overtime might have cost the Heat as it led a three-pointer. Joe, did the referees miss the call? It led to a three-pointer, I should say, instead. Joe, did the referee miss this call here? Would it have made a difference? What do you think? They just weren't on their game, apparently.
Look, I heard Eric Spoelstra after the game on the play in regulation was upset about the whistle being called before, and I understand there was a mess up there. But they played their hearts out. I wish the Miami Heat would play like that every game because they played like it was a playoff game in Toronto. They had a chance to win in regulation. But I always say this. You go back, they missed a lot of shots, especially in overtime, missed some wide open shots. They've got nobody to blame but themselves. They didn't get in this situation right now because of officiating that they're sitting. Basically now it's between Detroit and Miami for that last playoff position. Even then, they need a lot of help from Detroit, who's got the easier schedule the rest of the way. Yeah, I know Eric Spoelstra's probably going to get fined for his comments after the game. He was upset about it. I'm glad he cares so much. But that's not why they're sitting here losing that game last night. There's no guarantees. I just look at it. They played great, came up short against a Toronto team that's got the best player. Like every game, they're playing against somebody else. Kawhi Leonard, best player. They hit some shots. They hit all their free throws. The Miami Heat did not. So that's why they're in this situation. I'm not going to get caught up in one call. When you look back at the way they played at home and all the problems they've had against teams they should have beaten. Let's look at the bigger picture, not one call late in the season. All
right, Joe. So Coach Spo may be getting fined, but not quite as bad of a day as another South Florida coach who unfortunately got fired. Yeah. Bob Bugner fired hours after a tough overtime loss. He was given the axe by the Panthers, gone after just 2 seasons that ended without trips to the playoffs. Joe, did the Panthers make the right decision here? We're anticipating hearing more from them later, and already the talks of a new coach in the works. What do you think here?
Well, let's get into the whole thing. First of all, offensively, one of the best years in the history of the franchise. 3 players over 30 goals for the first time in the history of the franchise. The best power play in the history of the franchise. Second in the NHL. So there are a lot of good things. But at the same time, they weren't able to win. They went through some long droughts. I saw it coming. There's frustration. The good players are frustrated that they're always out of the playoffs. So I saw it coming. Looks like they basically have a deal done with Joe Quenneville. Joel, of course, was a coach in Chicago, won 3 Stanley Cups, got a nice resume, probably going to get paid pretty good money as well to come here. But I will say one thing for the organization, the Panthers jumping on this. Word is they're also going to go out, try to get a top goaltender as well. So they're going to spend some money to try to improve this and get this team back in the playoffs. Very frustrating season, though, to be that far out of the playoffs at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's certainly not what you want to see. All right, Joe, we will talk to you more in the next hour, sir. Have a good one.
We didn't start with good news today, did we? It wasn't real good the way we started.
Not a lot of wins for South Florida teams over the weekend, but we will talk about March Madness in the next hour, so that'll be fun. We'll talk to you soon.
Oh, yeah. March Madness. All right.
There you go.
Good
the
way
madness
to tease
is almost
it.
over.
Good. Thank you.
Bye, Joe.
I know.